I've oriented this so that the grain is perpendicular to the bed. The tree is growing up and down here. And the bark edge is situated so that that's going to be the top of my bowl, and I'm going to do a natural edge bowl with the bark on top and the foot of the bowl towards the tailstock end. So what I want to do with the natural edge bowl is that when the bowl is sitting on the table, I want the two high rim edges of the bowl to be parallel to the table. All right? So that means that these 2 points right here have to be perpendicular to the bed so that when I finish the bottom, it's going to be parallel to the table. So if I have it rounded off already, I could actually use my finger and I could point at it and I can see the difference between the one side and the other side. But we always have lasers laying around now, and so I'm going to use the laser and I'm going to watch the laser dot. I'm going to look at the left-hand side of the laser dot and I'm going to put it right on the bark edge. Then I'm going to run around here and look at that, okay? Now I'm about a 1/2 inch off. So if I'm a 1/2 inch off here, I'm going to move this a 1/4 inch so that I can tilt it all over, tilt it over. It's the first axis. I'm going to take that out of here, and I'm going to move it over and tighten it back up again, okay? So I just tilted the bowl blank. I'm going to tighten it real tight again. So now I'm going to look at the laser here, and I'm going to compare it to this side. Bingo. All right, I'm right on. I got lucky. Now that we've moved it, you're going to see that this is going to wobble. And see how much it's wobbling? You got to turn the speed up, just make sure it doesn't vibrate. There it goes, I went past it. All right, chewed back up again. Okay, so now it's all chewed up, and this high spot is balanced. Okay, so now I want to get the meat out of the bottom. I'm going to go straight in because it's easier. Sharp edge pointing into the side of the tree. Stop short. When these cuts are so easy, you can get them bigger and bigger shavings. And you see when I stop short like that, I'm starting to make the bowl shape. So I got rid of that big honking quarter there, and how long? Just 10 seconds, 15 seconds, I'm done, and I've started to develop the bowl shape, okay? Now, the first thing I looked at was the top edge. The second thing I'm going to look at is the bottom edge. When I've got the bowl sitting on the table, there's going to be 2 top edges and 2 shallow edges, 2 lower edges. And I want to make sure that those lower edges are also balanced. So I didn't quite take enough wood here. I want to go up a little bit further so that I go past that area there where the lower edge comes around. So I'm actually making a shallower bowl now. It's okay, isn't it, if I waste a little wood away? There's actually 3 things I'm going to look for. The top edge, the bottom edge, and the color character. Right now the color character is not balanced yet. Okay, see it from here to here. So how am I going to balance that? Now I can tilt it the other direction. I can tilt it this way to bring this side up a little bit and make the color character balanced. Okay, so I'm going to undo the tailstock again. And now I'm going to move it over this way this time. Okay. See how it's wobbling? over to here. Aha, I nailed it. All right. So now the color is balanced. This is a decision that you have to make as an artist. You're the designer. I like to have my bowls a little bit shallower when I'm doing a natural edge bowl because I want this lower edge to come up more. So I'm going to take more wood off of here and make this a shallower bowl. And I know you're kind of squirming in your seats there because I'm wasting all this wood away. But I'm going for the spectacular here. I want to make this a special shaped bowl. I'm not going to make it a deep bowl just because the wood's deep. Both these bottom edges now will end up balanced when it sits on the table. So who's in control? I think your instincts, even as a beginner, are better than a piece of wood. So whatever you want to do. Do you want to make it balanced? Do you want to make it intentionally tilted on a kilter? You're the artist. You have control over it while you're between centers. You can move it and make the best bowl you can out of this tree rather than the biggest bowl you can out of the tree.